Tonight, a Way 31 I-Team investigation closely examines the problem of hoarding in the Tennessee Valley. The disorder often hurts families in many ways, including damaging relationships.
Way 31 learned it even affects local first responders and can put their lives at risk. Way 31's Greg Privett explains how hoarding hurts and how its consequences are piling up around us.
From floor
I didn't understand.
to ceiling,
Something I never grew up with
barely any room to move.
until I saw it firsthand.
Decades ago,
But my wife tried to warn me.
one man came face to face
She told me that they were hoarders,
with hoarding.
and I didn't understand really what that meant.
Alan wants us to hide his identity because hoarding has hurt his family. It all started when his wife's parents offered to let the couple move into their second home. It was already occupied, packed with everything imaginable.
Everything was little goat paths between all the boxes and the furniture, and everything was just stacked up, and it was really hard to move around.
The couple had to contend with bag after bag of clothes, boxes of expired food, rats, rat droppings, and dirty air.
No matter how much we pleaded with her parents to clean the house out, they refused. That was her stuff, and you weren't going to mess with her stuff.
Alan says his wife started suffering severe allergic reactions. Still, her parents did nothing about their hoarding.
It's mind-boggling, really. I don't understand how somebody could care more about a thing than like a family member or person.
Enormous amount of stress and tension and conflict because family members become very frustrated, and I think the person with the hoarding issue becomes more and more isolated, and even though it's their behaviors, they don't see that.
Therapist Christy Jacobs says families often make the mistake of trying to understand why a hoarder just won't clear it all out.
They try to approach an illogical or irrational problem with ration and logic, and it doesn't always work in bringing awareness to that person.
Jacobs says most hoarders are 55 and older. They often become isolated, withdrawn, and increasingly depressed.
And sometimes that can even get to the point of them not allowing other people to enter their home.
Experts emphasize hoarding is a mental disorder, not a choice, and is often linked with other mental conditions.
Most often, in about 75% of the cases of hoarding, you'll see actually a comorbidity or a presence of depression or a mood disorder and an anxiety disorder.
Hoarding can be deadly. The National Fire Protection Association says many fire departments are seeing more fires, related injuries, and deaths because of hoarding. Huntsville Fire and Rescue told Way 31 this also puts loved ones and firefighters at risk. Like firefighters, EMTs face dangerous hurdles at hoarders' homes. Himsey tells us when one of their ambulances pulls up, their people can have a tough time just getting to the patient. Boxes, trash, and piles of clothes can make it nearly impossible to get a stretcher and medical equipment inside. When the hoarding is bad enough, emergency workers contact the Department of Human Resources. Morgan County's DHR says inadequate shelter is enough for them to take action, especially when children or disabled adults are involved.
It just starts building up and it gets away from you.
Don Meyer has seen it all.
I think it's a lot bigger than people, the general public know.
These are photos from hoarding cleanup jobs carried out by his company. Family members or hoarders able to admit their problem reach out for help.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge to let me in because they know that once I'm in, it's not a secret anymore.
Meyer's crews wear protective masks, gloves, and boots. He says hoarders face serious health risks.
Especially if there's feces or there's rodent feces or there's other things in there. You know, you inhale those things and it's bad for you.
Some people never escape the hell on earth caused by hoarding.
Her possession was more important to her than my well-being or my wife's well-being. I mean, that's just not something that I could really ever comprehend.
Alan's family cut off ties to his in-laws. Hoarding has practically ended that relationship.
We don't really speak. It's done a lot of lasting damage.
Greg Privett, Way 31 News.
Wow, that was a powerful piece.
Yes.
And Counselor Christy Jacob advises family members to educate themselves and learn more about their loved one's hoarding disorder. She says it's important to continue to reach out to the hoarder.
And to seek help, either for the hoarder or themselves, and that might lead to the hoarder agreeing to seek treatment.